We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk in just a moment, but key inflation data ahead. The August Consumer Price Index due at 8:30 Eastern Time. Polled forecasters expecting an increase of 0.3% from July, or 2.9% gain year over year. Yesterday's wholesale inflation data showing an unexpected decline in August, Joe.
Racking my brain for last month. Did the PPI, was it always PPI first, then CPI? Sometimes it's CPI, then PPI, isn't it? And last time we got something was really good, remember? The first, then the next day, all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was the PPI that was hot last month. I don't know. It all moves together. But, you know, Leisman was saying yesterday that some of the components in that report yesterday could indicate that the CPI is different than, I mean, if we get back to back, that's pretty powerful.
Back to back, much weaker than anticipated.
Much weaker. And you know, if the market is moving on Fed rate cuts, it was down 220 yesterday. So there's more to this than just hoping for an easy Fed. Now it's, I think, growth worries, labor market worries, everything else. 31 years old, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed during an event at a college in Utah. Eamon Javers is here with us with the latest details in the investigation. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. A horrifying and tragic scene in Utah yesterday, guys, as conservative political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot dead in front of a crowd of thousands at a political rally. According to the FBI and the Utah Department of Public Safety, the shooting happened at approximately 12:20 p.m. local time at a student event with Kirk's group Turning Point USA at Utah Valley University. Kirk was taken to Timpanogos Regional Hospital and pronounced dead hours later. In the chaotic aftermath, police took in two suspects. One, George Zinn, was released and charged with obstruction. A second suspect was taken into custody and released after interrogation. Now, authorities say neither man has current ties to the shooting, and a manhunt is on for the shooter. Kirk was an enormously popular figure on the right with a large social media following and regular access to the President of the United States. His YouTube channel had more than 4 million subscribers and had racked up more than 1 billion views. President Trump posted on social media, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you." Kirk was 31 years old, Joe. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children.
Yeah. Sat right here.
That was us
3 weeks ago.
I was texting with him on Sunday. We were talking about the mainstream media and what, how things are being covered down actually the murder that had taken place.
Yeah.
Down was it North Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, his last social media post was about that murder,
right,
and about whether it's appropriate to politicize a murder or not. And at the rally, the video shows that his last words were a discussion of mass shootings in America, as he was then the victim of a shooting himself in that same instance. I mean, just brutally horrific and ironic timing, and it just shows, I think, the degree to which these shootings are just swirling around our society to the point where you can be shot while discussing.
Well, the political shooting, the political shooting, obviously.
Yeah.
And we don't even, we don't
know. There's a manhunt underway. We don't know anything about who the shooter was, what the motive was here. Obviously, your mind goes to immediate suspicions. But until they catch that person, we're just not going to know.
I mean, people have already lost their job on TV with some of the response. And finger pointing is obviously not, no one should be doing any finger pointing before we know anything. But all I'll say is Luigi Mangione is not a hero. And watching that play out to this day is a commentary on something that needs to be fixed. Or we need to try to, I don't know what, it's a sick commentary on where things have ended up.
Yeah, I don't have anything brilliant to say about this.
I don't either. I don't.
Well, the thing that I think about is whether we're at some kind of new moment in our society, whether it's a political, we don't know if this is I don't want to call anything a political act, but if it's murder is politically motivated, or whether it's the United Health situation, or whether it's the attempted assassination effectively of the commissioner of the NFL that ultimately took the lives of executives literally blocks from here, or you can go back and think about there was a plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah. Gabby Giffords.
You can look at Gabby Giffords. You can
Steve
go back.
Scalise,
Nancy Pelosi and her husband, who were
Steve Scalise.
So-
Trump twice.
And 2 assassination attempts last year. I mean, what strikes me about this, Andrew, is that you've got this specter of political assassination hanging over the society, and the focus is sort of lower and lower down in terms of more and more marginal figures, right? I mean, we've always had political assassinations in this country, assassination attempts against presidents, but then when you start to see CEOs and leaders of political organizations and much more diffuse set of potential targets out there,
That's what
which
I'm
is
worried
what's
about.
scary about this. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm not
I
saying.
guess we should have been worried already, but this certainly. I mean, I felt sick. Yes,
Yeah.
I really did. I felt sick to my stomach almost all day, all the way through. And now it's September 11th as well, and there's 2 beautiful children and his wife, and I didn't know more. I only, we started corresponding, and I invited him on the show, and he came on the show, and we texting afterward, thanking for coming on, and I said, you got to come on again. It was great, and so it just, I don't know. It's just not. You don't know how to feel about that. I feel sadness and grief, but also anger. That's starting to replace. Well, it won't replace the sadness for his family, but starting to get a little bit angry. And we all got to hold our tongue at this point. I got plenty of things that if it comes out certain ways, there'll be some finger pointing. But right now, the finger pointing isn't appropriate. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I worry about, Joe, is you look at the impact on society broadly, and I think historically, for analogies here, and you look at the Irish Troubles, I think, as sort of a parallel potential cautionary tale, right, where you have this cycle of political violence, one from this side, one from that side, again and again and again, and that anger that you speak to leads to real rage and then retribution. And then you see that again on the other side, and it just goes and goes and goes. And that cycle of political violence historically has been so difficult to pull out of for societies. And that's, I think, the real fear here as we look at this situation, and of course the tragedy for Charlie Kirk and his family, but more broadly for the society that we're in. And to be talking about that on September 11th, and we saw.
I know. It's unbelievable. And President Trump is angry, and
right.
I think he's got to get in some of his comments, right? I think he's rightfully angry.
Sure. The question is, how do you channel that?
Rise, right, exactly. We need, a leader at this point, and hopefully he will rise to the occasion. Thank you, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Squawk Box will be right back.